Hello everyone for and welcome to another live stream where I share my some of my working. So recently I had created these characters for a client, and the client is giving me consistent work, as in I am creating more characters for him. So it's it's been going good, and I love this kind of drawing um more than these are sort of the cartoon style that I do, and I like it doing more than the commissioned work, the wedding invites and portraits that I do for most Indian clients. These those are kind of semi-realistic, but I like doing this cartoon style. So today I have another. Okay, let me just show you another one that I did recently. I had shared this in the stories. So this was the Scarlet Witch, but it was the face of another person that the client had shared, which is this one. So it was this person as the Scarlet Witch, but not exactly Scarlet Witch. It's just some character that they want to use. So this today he had shared me this person. So I'll be doing. I have actually drawn and got approved the character. Let me just show you here. So this is my character that the client really liked. I had done a version of him showing a thumbs up, but they wanted to avoid that. So I have this arm down here, and today I'll be inking and coloring and finishing up this work for the client. So let's do this. By the way, I have the Scarlet Witch. I have recorded the complete process from the sketching to the finished work, and that will be going in my the three-step digital coloring process, which is up on my new website, the Sketchup 20 art class. So you can DM me on Instagram if you want a link, or join my page called the Sketchup 20 underscore art class if you want to learn from me. So enough talking, and let's start the process of coloring this one. First we'll be inking it. So I'll collapse all my layers and reduce the opacity so that it's ready for inking. So I ink in blacks. I do a lot of styles, lot of different styles, but in this style I use blacks for inking. So I've given me a few different references. This is one of them. And I keep the character, the superhero character version of this guy, I'll keep it open here so that I will match certain things, like the line weights that I'm using, how thick the lines are. Then I'll be also picking the colors from this. If you want to learn how I create these characters, I have a big announcement to make. So if you're watching this, you are the some of the first ones to know about this. I will be starting a group coaching membership where you will be drawing along with me. It will be like a weekly sort of weekly. There will be one session, either drawing or a Q&A session, and you get to interact with me and learn from my expertise collected over the years working as a full-time artist. So I am basically an illustrator and comic artist, and I take up commissioned work for people creating portraits and other invitations for weddings. Just it's a good income on the side. So you can learn exactly how I do my work, how I earn a living as a full-time artist. Uh, if you join me, if you are interested in learning from me, the new platform is going to be perfect for you. So this style that I am doing is kind of the simpler one. It is not as complex as the wedding invites that I do, but some clients like this style. I personally like this style more than the more complex one. There's not much to say while inking. It is only how you control the line weights that's important, and that is a part of your style. For this one, I'm using sort of thicker lines, and I really like how the blacks work in contrast to the colors. So I kept the glasses on a separate layer just so that I can edit the below part easily. I'm drawing the face on the layer below. Drawing in this, I had kept it looser just so that I can get it done quickly and get approvals on it. And now I am trying to figure out where all the lines go. If you have noticed, I use thicker lines as the outermost inking line. And for these details I use thinner lines. When you're drawing characters, keep in mind these details that they have in the reference, if you're drawing a person, that is. And that is here the watch. So some people really appreciate if you include these little details. And when you are drawing close, don't forget to add all these little folds which give them a bit of realism, keeping in mind where the close actually fold. Always refer to your reference for that. Adding the fold details really helps uplift your character design. Now this guy has some beads in the other hand, which is common to all his photos, so I decided to include that to the character as well. The small details really help. I am figuring out which lines to finalize as I go. This is a very quick style to execute your character design. Again, the details in the seams of a jeans, pair of jeans, really help, denoting that it's a jeans. The seam in the end and the pockets. And that is it for the inking. How quick was that? I think it only took 15 minutes to get the inking done. Let's move on to the colors. Put the colors layer, fill all the solids before I move on. Since I already have the skin tone finalized, I'm picking it from that. So let's fill in all the base colors as solids. I am using the same brush which is dry ink for filling the colors. and be mindful of the layers. Keeping each color in a separate layer is a good way to keep it easier for you to change colors if needed later. Now this particular client has asked me to keep the hoodie and the hat in a separate layer so he can change the color easily. So I have the hair color here. I keep the hair color in a separate layer. I just select some random purple for now for the clothes, and keeping it in a separate layer so that I can tweak it later, make it more according to the color scheme I'm going for. For now, just filling the whole shape. I call this process the 3-step coloring process, and I have created a course up for pre-orders right now to teach this whole process, which will be different which will have lessons or rising difficulty, starting from the simplest objects and shapes, going to complete characters. And once you go through all the lessons, you will be ready to take on simple projects like this. Keeping the jeans in a separate layer. For now, I'm just selecting a color I feel it is closest to. Later on, I'll check the contrast in all my colors and tweak them. So you guys are getting a hands-on experience of how I do my client work. Isn't that great? I keep all the details in a separate layer. So the teeth, the eyes, the glasses as well. Make it slightly gray for the crucifix. We'll be adding highlights and shadows to all of these in the next stage. Let's check the colors of these. I guess those are the colors done. Now let's get into the light and shading. For the face, I am using the same maroon that I used in the sketch, putting it on multiply and maybe 30%. This is my first layer of shadows. So I'm keeping the style consistent with all the other characters that I have done for this client. I just try using my normal shadow color for the clothing. If that works, yeah, I guess this is better. For all the skin areas, I'm using the red. I forgot the hair. So you can check out my other live streams as well, where I show you how I design characters. That's the skin part done. finding the shadow shapes. I'm not really using any reference for this, just considering the light direction as this one. And this helps define the shapes, the forms of the 3D shapes. Let's get to the jeans now. The jeans have a subtle shading variation in the blue tone, the base color, but we'll get to that in a bit. Let's just get the shadow shapes in place. Now let's do a pass of the highlights. I want to do the yellow highlights similar to this guy here. So let's just see how it looks on the purple. I'll add a second highlight layer for the other side. So adding different highlights like this gives your drawing a bit of a dimension, so you know that the one direction the light is yellow and the other is cooler light. Now let's deepen the shadows a bit with another layer on multiply. And adjusting the opacity. And this time I am using a textured brush so that I can shade a bit. I guess the opacity is still too much. This is the difference it's making. I'm adding this to certain areas to add a bit of variation in color as well as depth. adding a layer, new layer, just to get this variation in the color of the jeans. This is the difference it makes. Anshul says, I am switching from iPad to a pen tablet for better body posture. Can you please suggest a good one? I don't know why an iPad cannot be put on a inclined surface. I keep my iPad like so, or when I'm drawing, normally it's way much inclined like this, so I have a better posture. You could do either or. Adding variation to the purple as well. Even in the reference, he has a warmer light on the other side. Let's add a bit of a pink on the cheeks to finish off this drawing today. Let's turn off your sketch layers and add a different color for the background. Maybe the blue one that he has in the reference. And that is our character done and good enough to show, ready to show the client. I hope you enjoyed this drawing process. Do check out my website, the Sketch 220 Art Class, for more tutorials and workshops, and soon to launch membership for learning directly from me in terms of group sessions. And if you would like to have a one-on-one mentorship call with me, you can fill the form that I share on my Instagram stories. So thank you for joining my live stream today, and yeah, have a great day.